Hey guys, how you doing? It is so lovely being you, the unique person that you are. Don't let anyone else stunt your growth or take away that shine, because you're glowing. You are beautiful in your own essence. Remember to always look at yourself and see yourself in your beauty. If you don't accept your love, if you don't accept your beauty, how is anyone else supposed to do so? When we look at ourselves and we look at all that we've been through, the different hardships that we might have experienced during life, all those things were there to teach us. And we don't have to sit in the same position. Know that they helped us to become the individuals that we are today. And know that with all that you have going on, you have to make sure that you're taking the necessary time to rest and relax. Make sure you're eating the right foods, whatever that might be. Because sometimes people need a little bit of cheat in their life, Cheat a little bit, then you make sure you're making better choices. But what is your cheat? Some people's cheat is fruit, and that's a good cheat, right? Some people's cheat is gelato. You don't want to see me in Italy because you know good and well that gelato spot didn't stand a chance. I was there almost every day. It's important that we find out what it is that we like the most, because that's what we will reward ourselves on later on when we feel that we've done, great things. At least that's how I do it. If I know that I have a goal to set and I know I have to get to that finish line, I will put that cheat on that finish line, and that will make sure that I will focus and get the job done, And then I know that my finish line, I finished doing it and I did it the right way, or I'm happy with what I did. Now I'm going to go in for that reward. Everyone has their own technique. Everyone has their own flavor on things. But it's important that we are rewarding ourselves. When's the last time you rewarded yourself for something that you did good? I was looking at Bob Marley the other day, and looking at the different things that that he contributed to our world with. A lot of people saw him as an ambassador of sorts. I think he was a prophet in his music. When I think about, I fell in love with Bob Marley in college. I was seeing this guy from the islands, and he introduced me to a lot of the different perspectives. He was a debater. And although I've not really wanted to do a lot of debating, I enjoyed his perspective on things. Like I really sat down and did a lot of listening and taking a lot of notes from certain things that he taught me. Because I believe we had a class together. We were introduced because I had to do school tours. And when I did school tours, I was in charge of the International House. And in doing the International House, I had to make sure that I introduced, the perspective on college of them actually getting acclimated. And in doing that, we ended up cooking and eating meals together and really focusing on what the weaknesses were on campus with international students. I had to work on perfecting some of those problems that we had on campus. And I learned so much because I learned about other cultures. I learned how to speak a little bit more of those languages. And I learned about customs. That's one of the things that the United Nations focuses on, in us coming together and us learning more about each other. I believe that Bob Marley's perspective was really great. I loved the fact that not only did he consider other people, people who just walked up on the street, homeless people who you would think he wouldn't spend a lot of time with. He spent a great deal of time just listening to them, and he would give them. He was a giver. I think there's a lot of people who, they're givers and they're takers, let's put it that way. The balancing act is always great, but I really liked his perspective on really listening to people and helping. Dr. Sebi as well. Dr. Sebi and I had a lot of conversations, and I liked the fact that He was a listener, but he was a giver, and he would give me such great information. And you would think I was a random caller. He spent a lot of time just listening and speaking and telling you, giving you his perspective on health and on different ideas. We didn't talk about just health. We talked about different ideas. It's important that we go out into the outside world and we interact with people all the time, but how much do we know about them? We don't really know a lot about people because in most cases we're rushing to do certain things. I find that when I worked at the International House, when I was dating this young man, I learned so much. When you're dating, are we dating just to get something out of the deal, or are we dating because we want to learn more about this person? It's important to get to know about other people's cultures, what their customs are. It helps us to understand people better. And I think, during our daily work, when we're interacting with other people, we really do need to learn more about the opposite person, because I noticed when I was going to the Presbyterian church years ago, I think they focused, I like the fact that they focused on the community and how to help. And, we might not always understand what's going on in our communities. We might not go to every church. We might not even go into every building. But when we are interacting with other people, it's important that we make it count. We don't know what another person's going through. So if we can be more understanding, that would be great, Recently, I was talking to this policewoman, and what I loved about her is she was down to earth, and she was relating to me. I was talking to her about something totally different, but when she started making certain points, I was learning so much. I think that God put us on this earth so that we could interact with each other and we could learn more about each other. The Bible even speaks of how God created us and we're all one. But as we branched out and went into our own sectors of the earth, we pulled away from each other, and we started different languages. I love to learn, period, whether it be another language, whether it be another skill. I'm a lifelong learner because this is what I plan on doing forever. But sometimes you meet people who really just want to live basic. They want things as simple as possible. So they don't really want to branch out in those different things. But you can meet a person who will help you see things so differently. And you realize that it's not just a simple life that you want. You want to learn more. You want to grow more. In growing, there's a woman who's starting a garden. She bought a book, at the library, and she was trying to focus on doing more gardening. And she doesn't have a lot of space. With the space she does have, though, she's focused on doing that. And you find in different communities, there's different people working on different projects. You can lend a hand. You can learn something from lending that hand, So I know I'm going around the bush here, but the point that I was really trying to make is I feel like Bob Marley gave us so much, and so did Lauryn Hill. Ironically, it's almost as though, well, I won't say that, but what I will say is it's really funny when you make certain connections. Bob Marley gave us so much, and so did Lauryn Hill, and even Ziggy Marley with his music. If you have a skill and you're focused on sharing it with the world, you might start on a small platform such as this and branch out. YouTube, a lot of people say, YouTube has blown up to such a level, but all of us have gifts that we can give. And if you don't feel comfortable being in front of a large group of people, you can start here on YouTube and make a difference. There's so much that that you can share. I know this guy who, to me, is a natural comedian. I told him he could stand on a corner and pull money in just by his comedianship. And I was telling him about this platform. He says, "Man, there's so many comedians on YouTube, but they're not you. You being the individual that you are, you can impart so much. So it's important that you not see yourself as just any old person. See yourself as the unique, special person that you are, and know that YouTube could utilize your skills because you, and this is just you coming out on a platform that you're representing yourself, but you're allowing yourself to be seen. This guy I'm telling you, he is truly a jokester, of course, but he's a true comedian. If he would come on YouTube, there's no way in the world he wouldn't get a million plus viewers just because of his talent. The people who watch me, you guys all have talent. You need to make sure that if you want to do something, just go out there and do it like Nike. Don't close yourself off. Know that you have something to provide and to support this world with. So all you have to do is just do it, like the Nike slogan, right? So just know that you are important and you are loved. And because you are loved, you know that it is a lovely thing just being you. So don't forget. Get your talent out there in whichever way you see suitable, but know that you're important, okay? So thank you so much for joining us today, and you have a beautiful day.